All India Radio. Seithikadambam.
சென்னையை அடுத்த மாமல்லபுரத்தில் நடைபெற்ற G20 தொடர்பான மகளிர் பணிக்குழு கூட்டத்தில் பங்கேற்ற சர்வதேச கடல்சார் பல்கலைக்கழகத்தின் நிர்வாக உறுப்பினர் திருமதி சஞ்சம் ஷாஹி குப்தா எமது செய்தி ஆசிரியருக்கு அளித்த சிறப்பு நேர்காணலின் இரண்டாம் பகுதி. அவர் பேசுகையில்,
why a ship could be called a she is because a shipping company could be headed by a woman. So we need to bring about these new stereotypes. So as part of Maritime Shio, we have our Smashing Stereotypes campaigns that we run, where we say, Mr. or Mrs. call me captain, girls don't get bored in the boardroom, girls like charter parties. Those sort of smashing stereotype campaigns need to be done so that the whole image of the industry changes. In 2019, the International Maritime Organization dedicated the year to be the International Year for Women in Maritime, and now there's a specific day. May 18th is designated to be a day for women in maritime, where it is celebrated globally. So I think these sort of initiatives are very important to make sure that they highlight the contribution of women till we reach a stage where every day would be a day for women in maritime. Unfortunately, till we reach that day, we need to make those extra efforts. We need to have those special days. I think that what happens is that as individuals or as one organization, that cannot be achieved. And what I have been telling the industry is that we need to stop working in silos. We need to all work collectively together. So like, for example, there are, say, 20 commercial organizations in maritime. They all need to come together. They all need to formulate an action plan and then collectively approach the state governments to do so, because alone there's only so much we can do. We need to stop working in silos, start working together, pay a united front, and our collective power, when we have that collective power, even the governments will listen. I think that companies technically are not supposed to address the pay, to have a difference in pay between men and women. So there are two things. One is that women need to step up and ask for more, ask for their due. As we noted that women, we shy back. We don't ask for our due. So women need to step up and ask for their due. And definitely I think companies need to be put under the scanner. We need to hero the companies that are doing good work in this regard. And then automatically, once we hero these companies, all companies would want to be, everybody wants to be considered good, right? Everybody wants to be considered a good company to work for. And automatically, if we hero the companies, if we award the companies, if we get them to declare their gender ratios, if we get them to declare whether there's a pay gap or not, those things are very important. But those declarations can either be voluntary or then the government can mandate. So that's probably something that is in a utopian world, but we can definitely work towards it. Globally, we have a following in 77 countries. Women follow us in 77 countries, and most of our conferences, you'll be happy to know, it's attended but not only by women. 50% of our audience is gentlemen. So definitely the gentlemen are also listening, and we have a lot of supporters. I myself have got a lot of supporters by gentlemen in my career who have been very encouraging. So I would say that we need to take support of the men and the women go along, and then only together we can create change and drive change in the maritime industry. I think just to the young women out there, I would like to say that it's doable. Dream big and have a plan, but know that the plans will change. So always be open to new opportunities, and when an opportunity presents itself, please go for the opportunity. Do not let self-doubt hold you back.
இக்கூட்டத்தில் பங்கேற்ற வேதாந்தா குழுமத்தின் நிர்வாகம் சாரா இயக்குனர் பிரியா அகர்வால் அவர் பேசும்போது,
Mahabalipuram is a place which has so much history, so much culture, but not many people, even in India, would have visited. This is an opportunity for places like this to come on the map, individuals from across the world to come and share knowledge.
It's a fantastic initiative that Honorary Prime Minister has taken, and bringing women for this W20 and generally for G20, bringing individuals from around the world to come together to discuss key objectives that we together as a world need to achieve. I think nothing can be better than this. We need to learn from each other. Since morning, I've met individuals from the Philippines, from Australia, and everyone here to learn, spread the message, give new ideas, and there's so much I've already learned since morning. We learned even during the pandemic how only when the world came together were we able to get through it in an efficient manner. It's the same for all the topics we're talking about in this event. I think this is a platform for me to learn about other countries are doing in this space of climate change and gender diversity. And this is a topic very close to our heart at Vedanta. We have very, very core principles in our ESG vertical, where we've pledged 50% women in leadership, for example. And for a male-dominated industry like metals and mining, this is not easy. But we are ensuring we're making ways, creating that mindset that, women join us. The first two underground mining engineers were women was in our company who joined us just a few years ago. And the way they're leading from the front is amazing. So being here, learning what others are doing, understanding, creating benchmarks for ourselves, how other countries are leading the way, I think it's phenomenal and lots to learn for me. What's fantastic is the phenomenon of climate change is being taken so seriously in the past few years that a whole new array of job opportunities have opened up in this area. And we're already seeing women are leading the way. So this is an area where women are being skilled. Women have the empathy for this area. Women are the ones who are with Prime Minister Modi's, our Prime Minister's vision with Swachh Bharat. Women led the way to create toilets across rural India. These are areas that are opening up for women to really take charge and lead the way. ESG, for example, in corporate India has become the reason, the way in which companies are valued. And ESG in itself has become a new vertical across industry, which, across industry, ESG is being led by women in corporate. So it's great. It's an opportunity, and it's also making a positive change for the country. So, with Indian women, it's in our DNA already to work in a circular economy. We've seen in our, with our grandparents, our mothers, even a t-shirt that comes in the house, first one person wears it, then they give it to their sibling, then they use that as a cleaning cloth. So that just those small things make such big waves, and it's in our DNA to conserve, to preserve, to reuse, to create that circular economies at home. We just need to simplify our lives, understand that all of this is creating that difference in climate change. I think education for corporates are opening up education, skilling areas. Government is opening skilling areas for women in this particular topic of climate change. And when we understand how climate change is affecting our daily lives and what we can do in a simple way in everyday living, to help it'll only create waves across the country. As we've come to know and we've been discussing in forums, women are unfortunately more affected by climate change than men. The men of the house are leaving and going to cities and more developed areas for job opportunities because climate change, the farming valuation is decreased. So the responsibility is coming on women to take care of the home much more. And access to these natural resources are reducing. We've also seen women are, because of climate change, being affected in a manner that it is. But as I mentioned, once they realize or once we educate, not just women, but the entire families, that climate change is this important and this is how it's affecting your life. Because today, if we go to rural India and talk about climate change, for them, it may be a topic they don't even want to discuss. But if we make them, educate them that this is something that will help you in your day-to-day life, it'll make your food more affordable, it'll make your whole housing more affordable, then we can collectively work together and, make a big change over here in this area. I think simplifying your life, going back to how our parents lived, simple things, even if you contribute towards, closing your water tap on time, switching off the lights on time, making sure you're reusing things in the home, making sure you're working towards skilling yourself in areas that are that could help you create job opportunities in the climate change area. These are all wonderful things small things which can make big change, and would love to have more and more women involved in this.
இத்துடன் இன்றைய செய்திக் கதம்பம் நிறைவு பெறுகிறது.